Looking out over downtown Indy on this Friday morning, Friday the 13th, by the way. But we're feeling pretty lucky here on 13 Sunrise because we have a lot to catch you up on this morning, including getting things fired up for week 4 of Operation Football in just a few.
That's right. Dave and Dom following some of the biggest games tonight in Central Indiana. And this morning, we are getting the party started early at Martinsville High School. We're going to check in with Dom coming up in about 20 minutes. I think the whole school is there with him this morning. Yes. You're not going to want to miss it. Good morning. 6 o'clock on your Friday. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Julia, along with Julia and Chuck here this morning.
And they are bright-eyed and ready for us this morning. We just checked in with them about 5 minutes ago, and they are hyped up for us this morning.
So if you Martinsville moms are thinking, I don't know if I want you to go because it's going to rain, you're good. You're good. Kids can go on in there. The artisans can come on in and then go to that really nice Burger King after the show in Martinsville. Boy, you know what I think about food all the time. This is a live look at Doppler 13 radar. A couple things I want you to notice. The remnants of Francine, now a post-tropical cyclone, right here in Missouri, moving from Arkansas into Missouri. That's really good. If it keeps that movement, we'll get some much needed rain in Indianapolis. But as it stands right now, this is where the rain is. Bedford and Mitchell, Orleans and Lagodi. So Bloomington's up here, Martinsville is there, Franklin and Columbus. So this is still in southern Indiana around Paoli and French Lick at the beautiful resort there. Now, if you're flying out of Indianapolis, boy, this has been a fantastic week to fly because we've had no major problems around the nation's airports. And right now, what we would consider minor delays are all we're seeing from Chicago's O'Hare to here to Louisville and Nashville. Any delay less than 15 minutes. So if you're headed out to Indianapolis International, good day for it in the 60s, 72 degrees by the noon hour with a high of 86. And by the way, tonight, Stained, Breaking Benjamin, and Daughtry. Temperatures will fall through the 70s. And speaking of Ruoff, tomorrow night, it's ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner. Going to be a little bit warmer at 6 p.m. 84, but no rain for tomorrow night's show at 6:30. Okay, let's take a look at traffic. And the good news is not there on I-70. This has been an issue now for the better part of 2 hours. We had a vehicle fire in the westbound lanes near that construction zone near State Road 9. So that has slowed down eastbound because they're gaping at this. And then westbound, it's just everybody's been trying to squeeze into one lane as the crews try to clean this mess up. Now, again, this has been going on for about 2 hours, and you can see this backup now is all the way past 9. The actual accident is to the west of 9, but that's where the wreck is. And then downtown, the north split's looking real good. This is 65 in Fletcher. No problems in the immediate metro area, but that big issue on I-70 near State Road 9 and Greenfield in Hancock County, Julia.
All right, Chuck, thank you. Well, happening overnight, IMPD investigating the city's latest homicide, this one happening on the east side.
So police got this call just after midnight to an apartment complex near the I-65 North Split. Here's what we know at this hour. A man was shot and killed at the Westmont Apartments. That is near 16th and Lewis Street, just east of the abandoned soccer park, if you're familiar with that area. Medics pronounced the victim dead at the scene. So right now, we are checking in with police about any details leading up to the shooting and if they can tell us if someone was detained there as well. New this morning, IMPD needs your help to find a missing girl. Look at your screen. This is 9-year-old Elaine Sadamda. She's 4'9", weighs 70 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. So she was reported as wearing a green shirt, black shorts and flip-flops when she was last seen around 5 last night, not far from 10th and Lyndhurst. So if you've seen her or have any information about where she is this morning, please call IMPD.
Well, for the first time in a month, Mayor Hogsett is talking directly and fielding questions by the media about his administration's handling of an allegation of sexual harassment.
This is after allegations against Mayor Hogsett's former top aide, Thomas Cook. Sia New Yorker has been following this story and joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Sia.
Good morning, ladies. Some have called for Mayor Hogsett to step down, but he tells us he has no intentions of doing so. Yesterday, at a press conference, the mayor said he would fully cooperate with the investigative committee formed by the City County Council this week that will look into how his administration handled complaints of sexual harassment. The committee has the power to subpoena people to testify in front of it, including the mayor himself. At the press conference, the mayor also signed the proposal authorizing an independent investigation into how allegations against former Deputy Mayor Thomas Cook were handled. This past July, 2 women went public with their stories, sparking widespread criticism of the Hogsett administration and its work culture.
It's never easy to learn about the misconduct of any coworker, especially when it involves supervisors who were entrusted with the safety of their teams.
The mayor told us that he reported the claims that led to those investigations, but we spoke with the 2 women who say they were never contacted. Now, coming up on Sunrise at 6:30, here are the process that they would like to have moving forward. Reporting in downtown Indy, Sia New Yorker, 13 News.
Thank you, Sia.
Well, this morning, IMPD announces they have the lowest number of police officers it's ever seen in the department.
And the police chief says he's worried that that could mean a slash in services, even safety for our city. Let's get to Gina Glaros, who joins us now with these ongoing recruiting efforts in light of this. Good morning, Gina.
Good morning to you, ladies. Yes, the department is down 300 officers. The chief says IMPD hasn't had to cut services, but it is very close to that. So here's the breakdown. Right now, the department has 1,464 officers wearing the badge, but the city continues to budget for more than 1,700. As a result, the department is spending millions on overtime, and officers are tired.
The overtime is available to them, and they're going to utilize it because they care about this community. But we have to do better as administration to make sure that we don't have tired cops that then make bad decisions. And there's a balance there to make sure you are protected. I believe you are protected because I believe we have the best women and men that ever wore the uniform that are currently serving right now.
IMPD not alone, the nation experiencing a police shortage. Resignations rose nearly 50% between 2019 and 2020. Retirements also were up. IMPD is trying. The department has given raises to veteran officers, increased salaries for recruits, and pushed out more than $1 million marketing campaign. It is set to spend $271 million on officers. That is 80% of the department's budget. Now, the president of the Fraternal Order of Police is also reacting. He's not holding back, saying you have to keep your current officers before recruiting more. That's the first step. So you're going to hear from him at 6:30.
All right, we'll check in with you then. Thank you, Gina.
This morning, Indiana University wants to see if any other former athletes believe they were subject to inappropriate touching during medical exams performed by a former doctor.
Now, we don't know who brought about these allegations, only that they played basketball for IU decades ago when Dr. Brad Bomba Sr. was the team doctor. It is important to know that Dr. Bomba Sr. has not been arrested or charged in this case. These are archived photos of when he worked at the university. But IU has hired a law firm to conduct an independent review.
And they will be focusing on, we're told, the background facts related to the annual physicals, if that conduct was appropriate, necessary, or even within standard of care at the time, and if any other medical professionals or school officials were aware of the alleged conduct, and if warranted, what actions they took.
Now, an attorney who represents abused athletes tells us this case will be difficult because the exams in question were at least 25 years ago.
The only hope we would have is having civil cases, doing discovery, finding out what happened in the light of day. That can only be achieved in the civil justice process.
Now, there is a hotline, a phone number, and an email address set up for anyone that wants to provide any information about Dr. Bomba, and you can remain anonymous. That is listed on your screen right now, and it's also at WTHR.com. Well, this morning, one man is in jail after IMPD says that he stabbed and strangled a man to death at the convention center downtown.
Court documents reveal another employee heard Alan Gosnell begging for his life while the suspect was allegedly beating him in the face on the second floor of the convention center this week. Police say several people saw what was happening and called 911.
And some even followed the alleged killer until officers arrived. IMPD says that they know that people are alarmed by this, but they are prepared to keep everyone safe in downtown Indianapolis this weekend.
Our officers will continuously be a presence as we were prior to this. Again, officers were fairly close when this particular incident happened. We had off-duty officers working near the convention center, as well as our beat officers who work downtown as well.
Now, we have learned that what we learned from people working in the building, that it does have 24-hour security with guards at each entrance. Well, a 14-year-old from Richmond is under arrest this morning, accused of making threats against the high school there.
Yeah, this probably sounds familiar. This is at least the 7th student in the last week we reported taken into custody because of these kinds of threats. Districts like Warren Central, Perry Township, Anderson, Marion, and now Richmond have all been impacted by this. So we looked into the potential consequences of these arrests.
According to Indiana law, those threats can be construed as intimidation, and as a misdemeanor charge, the person accused could face up to a year in jail and a $5,000 fine. And if it rises to the felony level, the maximum punishment rises to 2.5 years in jail and a $10,000 fine. Well, both former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris out on the campaign trail today.
A look at where they are talking with voters and look at some new polling numbers showing who's ahead right now. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, 6:11, and we're tracking some rain this morning. It will not be a problem tomorrow in West Lafayette as the Boilermakers host number 18 Notre Dame, kickoff 3:30, and it's going to be hot. Temperatures in the 80s. The action will be hot in Martinsville tonight, too. In fact, we're there live this morning for Operation Football. We're getting the party started, and we want you to check in with Dom Miranda. That is all coming up here on Sunrise.